Hello my students in grade 5, this is Miss Mary and today we will complete our lesson about oceans. So please open with me page 496 and today we will speak about the ocean floor. So let's start. The ocean floor is not flat. Maybe some of you will think that the ocean floor is flat, but actually it's not. It also has many landforms like the Earth's surface. Here we will see the ocean floor has high places like mountains and deep places like trench. We call this oceanic trench. It has flat parts as well, and this is what we are going to study for today. So the ocean floor is divided into four main parts. The first part we call it continental shelf. Second part, continental slope. Third, continental rise, and abyssal plain. So the four main parts of the ocean floor, we will speak about each one in details, but before all of them, the part outside near to the ocean, we call it coastal plain. So let's start. Here is a diagram also to show us the parts of the ocean floor. As we said, this part called continental shelf, and then we have a large part, deep part called continental slope. And here at the base we have continental rise, and this flat part of the ocean floor, most of the ocean floor, is called abyssal plain. And the coastal plain is outside, near the ocean plain. The coastal plain is low. The coastal plain is a flat, low area at the sea coast. Here. So the area where the land and the ocean meet together, we call it coastal plain. Coastal plain means flat land. So the coastal plain is a flat, low-lying area at the sea coast here. The area near to the ocean. Okay, and now we will move now to the ocean floor. Let's see. The first part in the ocean floor, as we said, is called continental shelf. This part under the water from here, from this point until here. And if we see, we will find that the continental shelf area is gradually sloping part of the ocean floor. It gradually slopes here. It's not deep like this part. It's gradually sloping. And then you are walking on this part while going swimming. In some places, the continental shelf can be very wide. It can reach to 1,000 kilometers wide. Okay, so we said till now the coastal plain outside, and then the first part of the ocean floor is called continental shelf. And now the continental slope. Did you ever try this kind of slides? This kind of slide is very steep or suddenly slopes or suddenly drops. Also, we have part like this in the ocean floor. Which part do you think looks like our slide here? Yeah, this part of the ocean is called continental slope. Okay, so what did you notice about the continental slope? The continental slope is a steep area where the ocean rapidly or suddenly gets deeper here. So from this point is the last point in the continental shelf. After the continental shelf, the ocean floor drops suddenly, and this part looks like the slide here is called continental slope. Okay. The third part of the ocean floor is called continental rise. The continental rise is the lower part of the continental slope, the base of the continental slope. And in this part, sediment collected at the bottom and make this shape here. This part is called continental rise. So the base, it looks like L shape. The base of the continental slope, we call it continental rise. So let's say from the beginning. The first part called, yes, do you remember? Continental shelf. This part called continental slope. The base down here, is called continental rise, and in this area sediment fall down and stay here and make this L shape. The ocean floor, after this, the ocean floor gradually flatten, become flat here. So it looks like the base or the bottom of the ocean. And this is most of the ocean floor is a basal plain. As we see here, most of the ocean floor is called basal plain. The basal plain is broken to trenches, mountains, and ridges. If you look here, we have in the basal plain area, all this area, most of the ocean is a basal plain. Here we have volcanoes, we have mountains, we have trench. Do you see this oceanic trench? Here the trench is very deep valley, very deep valley. There is a trench in Pacific Ocean with depth 11,000 meters in the Pacific Ocean, called the Mariana Trench. Here we have also a group of mountains or a chain of mountains and valleys. We call this ridge. Let's say the four parts again of the ocean: continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, a basal plain, and outside this green part we call it coastal plain. Let's see what is the meaning of mid-ocean ridge or ocean ridge. Ocean ridge is considered as highest mountains and deepest valleys found under sea. These landforms found in area called mid-ocean ridge. The mid-ocean ridge includes very high mountains and deep valleys, as we saw in the previous slide, and this found in the basal plain. So the basal plain is a part of the ocean floor that has many landforms, like high places, deep places, flat places, like this. Some volcanoes underwater, because also we have volcanoes underwater and mountains as well. The top of the volcanoes, they form island. How? When magma goes out or pushed out, the magma cools to the surface of the water and cools down quickly and change into a rock. And this rock becomes island, as we see here in the picture. So volcanoes, high volcanoes underwater, they form islands on the surface, like the Hawaiian Island. They are made from 5 volcanoes underwater. So if you have the book, please open page 496. So we will highlight on the main parts of the lesson. Here we will highlight this part about the coastal plain. What is coastal plain? Outside here, as we said, is a flat lying land area at the sea coast. This outer part, we call it coastal plain. Then the part of the ocean that when we are going to swim, we walk on it at the beginning. This part is called continental shelf, and as we said, this part slowly slopes or gradually slopes underwater. So the continental shelf is the underwater border of each continent. Here then the continental slope, this is number 3, is a steep area where the ocean rapidly gets steeper, and here the ocean suddenly, in this point, the ocean floor suddenly gets deeper. The continental rise is the lower portion of the continental slope. So where is the continental rise? At the base or the bottom of the continental slope. Then here, this part called a basal plain. What we find in the basal plain, an oceanic trench is deep valley. Here, this part in the ocean or the basal plain. This part of the basal plain has oceanic trench or very deep valley in the ocean floor. And also we have an oceanic ridge. The ridge is a system of mountains and valleys underwater. They are going parallel to oceanic trench. So near the oceanic trench, we find a group of mountains and valleys together. They all are called oceanic trench. Okay, so please highlight all these sentences. So please highlight like me here in the book. In the next page 497, as we said before, that volcanoes underwater, they form island on the top. This green part is island. And this part, the last part in the ocean, is a basal plain, is vast, big. It means large flat area on the deep ocean floor. The average depth is between 4,500 meters deep. And now we will solve this question. And the question, if you travel from west to east, travel from the left to the right in the picture, what features would you find from first to last? We want to write here the first part of the ocean floor, or the first part in the picture. It was for, do you remember? Let's see. Yeah, the first part here was for the coastal plain. And then the second part, continental shelf. Yes, and then continental slope. And then the oceanic trench, then the oceanic ridge, and then the volcanic mountain, and then the basal plain. So let's write them here. And the first one, as we said, from the left was, yes, the coastal plain, or the area near to the ocean. Then here we have the continental shelf, then the continental slope. Yes, what comes after the continental slope in the picture from the left? Yeah, it was continental rise, and then trench, oceanic ridge, volcanoes, and finally the apical plain. And this is the order in the picture in the book from the left to the right. Okay, grade 5. Okay, so for now I here, this is a submersible that I told you about, that the scientists, they use it to go deeper in the ocean.
It moves with 7 feet.
Here, this is the swimming suit they use for going deeper in the ocean.
Sylvia, then it get pitch black. It's really black when you're dropping. There's no ambient light.
Look, it's totally dark down.